Good day, everyone. Welcome to Post-Roe Show. I'm Nicholas
I'm Bekah Compton.
It's day 3 of our March for Life journey. We're about wrapping it all up here. We're at the National Pro-Life Summit 2024. If you haven't seen our previous 2 videos, make sure you guys check those out. So we'll get the chance to meet with people here at the summit. Hopefully meet with some speakers.
I'm excited. Hopefully we meet Kristen.
Yeah, awesome. Stay with it.
Bye.
All right, we're here with Damon Owens at the Pro-Life Summit, and we wanted to ask you, what's your message for the pro-life movement?
Yeah, you know what? The energy, the commitment to the life issues here is already infectious, right? So my background's in the theology of the body, everything from dating all the way through marriage, and not just marriage or wedding, but actually living marriage well, and it's all related, right? So the tip of the spear may be political action, it may be legal or legislative, but when you follow that spear all the way down, it moves to relationships, then it moves to identity, right? Because you're entering into a relationship and then acting on it. But even in that identity, as a Christian, it's rooted in the truth about who we are. What does it mean to be made male and female in the image and likeness of God? So there's the depth that I hope to share today, that what we're doing here is not just political, but it gets to the very depths of who we are and why we're here. What does it mean to live a life of joy, to live a life fulfilled, to live a life in the mission that God's given us? And our action always is a reflection of our identity, right? We act in accord with who we think we are. Yeah. Sometimes we say things because we want to be different, or we do things that we aspire to, and that's beautiful. But in the end, our heart moves based on who we think we are. So the theology of the body is connecting the human sensual experience, what we see, smell, hear, taste, touch. What does it mean to be a body person? What does it mean to be made male and female? And give it that deep rooting to political action, to legislative action, to being a bold and unequivocal witness that we heard this morning in some of the keynotes. So what I hope to do today is to give some of that grounding depth. And not everyone is ready necessarily to hear a theology, right? So I'm not necessarily teaching the depth of the theology, but I think even knowing that there is that rootedness, there is that connection, there's that depth. My hope is that it builds a curiosity, that builds a fascination, that builds like this wonder and awe. And when there's a wonder about something, then you want to know more truth. And I say it's not just enough to do good, you want to know the good. And when you really know the good and have that wonder and fascination, you want the gooder good. Yes, right? Yes. And there's like this unending desire for the gooder good. So the theology of the body gives that depth of understanding that what we desire in our hearts for the good is placed there by God, and that we have an irreplaceable role in bringing that into the world.
Awesome. And would you mind plugging if you have social media?
Yeah, Instagram, damon.c.owens, or you can look for @joyfuleverafter is the handle there on most of the social media.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
All right, we're here with Morgan Reese. And
hello.
Our question for you is, what do you have to say for the people who are kind of centrist in the pro-life movement?
Well, it might seem like the normal, rational stance to take to be in the middle because so many people are telling you that in the media. Keep in mind that for most moral issues, this isn't the way people think. No one would ever say that rape is okay in some circumstances. No one would ever say child abuse is okay in some circumstances. No one would ever say domestic violence is okay in some circumstances. No one would ever say that just slavery in some circumstances is okay. Like, no one would ever say that. We would say all rape is wrong, all child abuse is wrong, all domestic violence is wrong. Like, these moral issues are actually a lot more black and white than we normally think of them as, because when it comes to abortion, now all of a sudden there's like all this middle ground.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You can talk about
Ready whenever you are.
All right, cool. All right, so we're here with the Abortion Survivors Network, and they're just going to tell us a little bit about themselves and what they do. So if you'd introduce yourselves and one by one, and then we'll start with your little segments.
Yes. Abortion Survivors Network is a network that Melissa Oden started back in 2019 to bring all of us abortion survivors who really didn't have a place to gather and to find support, healing, and renewing in the belief that we were not the only aliens on the planet. It's been very healing for us. I am Kim Marvin from Washington State.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith. I live in Louisiana. I was born in New Jersey, and I am a survivor of a chemical saline infusion abortion. My mother, I just found out my story about 3 years ago and found out that I was the second in our family who had survived an abortion. My sister Rose, who's next to me, she survived 11 months before I did. So we are both miracle babies, and I will let her explain to you what type of abortion that was. Oh, and by the way, I have 5 children. I have 8 grandchildren. So for someone to look me in the eyes and say you didn't deserve to live is really horrific. To say that my whole generations after me would have been canceled out is just, I can't even imagine that. So here's the rest of the story.
Hi, my name is Rosemary Fenchel. I'm from New Jersey, and our mother was very desperate. She already had 5 children. She lived in a 3-room apartment in, this is 1961. She found out she was pregnant with me the beginning of the year, her first trimester. She called her doctor. He said, come into my office for 3 days in a row, where she took 18 pills and a saline shot in her abdomen. I survived. My mother called the doctor and said, I'm still pregnant. He said, there's nothing more I can do because it was illegal then. Then she gives birth to me. She finds out a few months later she's pregnant again. She calls the same doctor, does the same procedure, and my sister is a miracle. So I'm number 6 of 7. She's number 7, and God ordained that we would survive. So we are blessed. Our mother has given us full permission to disclose her secret and to say that we are her miracle baby. She didn't tell us until 1 week before her 91st birthday. So we just found out 3.5 years ago. So we are miracles, and the Abortion Survivors Network, more than 700 survivors have connected so far. There's a healing curriculum that we went to together. We went through it as on a Zoom meeting because she's in Louisiana, I'm in New Jersey. When I tell you the healing from trauma and the rejection that we felt all our lives, we didn't feel like we were good enough, we were worthy enough, we felt isolated even though we were sisters. We didn't realize the rejection in the womb. But God had a plan. So we're here. We want to advocate for life. We are the human side of the abortion debate. We are the voice for the voiceless. So thank you.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Can Kim share her abortion?
Yes, please, absolutely.
I do want to say that since Roe versus Wade was overturned, we've seen a 40% increase in the number of abortion survivors who have reached out, who are no longer hiding, who are no longer afraid to come out into a culture that pretty much says they don't exist. It's a little terrifying, but they are starting to come out, which by God's grace, they will find a home here with us with a lot of love and care. I did survive a saline-induced abortion because a illegal abortionist who was an OBGYN in Seattle deemed me an unviable embryo. So that was basically the code for an abortion. And I survived miraculously from that. So,
Well,
by God's grace.
Yeah. So check us out. Check us out at abortionsurvivors.org. We also have a YouTube channel where you can hear testimonials. If you know anyone who survived, please send them to us because there's healing curriculum. We have so much support. So thank you for taking the time to hear a little bit about us.
yes. Thank you guys so much.
Yes,
God
thank
bless
you. We
all.
really appreciate it.
All right, we're here with Jamie Curry, and our question for you is, what's something people should know about the abortion industry but don't?
Yeah, I think this is something that doesn't get talked about enough. And when we think about the abortion industry, we put people into categories.
Yeah.
And I think we need to almost broaden our perspective of them, which is really sad because everyone wants to sit here and think that people who are Christian and Catholic are pro-life. And that's not true. Unfortunately, there are so many of our brothers and sisters who are with us in Christ. They say in name, but then are pro-abortion. We know that people who are having abortions, 40% of them went to church within the last month. And I think we forget and we neglect those people.
Yeah.
And the abortion industry is like hiding them, but they're also targeting them. So I really think we need to look almost to our peers and the people sitting next to us in church and make sure that they're not being targeted by the abortion industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Woo! Okay, we're here today with Sister Fasadi, and your question today is, what is a sister's job in the pro-life movement?
what is the sister's job in the pro-life movement? Her first job is to love. It is to love the other into life and to let the goodness of the other delight her heart, that they would know their own goodness. So first, to love the other, to bring out the best in the other, and to really be a mother to them, to help them see the potential in themselves that you see in them.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. We really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it.
God bless you.
Yes.
All right, we're here with Abby Johnson. We have the question is, what's a piece of information about the abortion industry that people should know but don't?
So I would say that in pop culture, and particularly movies, television, they've led us to believe that abortion is bloodless, painless, and that it's sterile. But those three things are completely untrue. Abortion is incredibly bloody because you're killing another human being, right? It's incredibly painful, both physically and emotionally, and it is not sterile. Abortion is taking place in the most disgusting, filthy facilities ever known to man. But if you look at TV, if you look at film, you would think that it's happening in these sterile, beautiful, hospital-like environments, and it's tricking women. It's tricking women to believe that abortion is just like any other medical procedure, but it's not. Murder is not a medical procedure, and we need to be shouting that. We need to be talking about that honestly, truthfully, but also with love and compassion. I would say the second most devastating thing that our culture has bought into is that abortion equals freedom.
Yes.
Abortion is not freedom. I would say, as a mom of 8 children, I would say that motherhood has brought me the greatest freedom I've ever experienced, because it has really allowed me to be who God has meant for me to be. Women are meant to be maternal. We're meant to be mothers. No matter who you are, you could be the biggest tomboy in the world, but women are still meant to be maternal, even if that baby doesn't come from your body. We're meant to be spiritual mothers. We are meant to nurture. JP2 said we're meant to mother the earth, right? That's who we are.
Yes.
And so that being, coming out and living to your God-given potential, that brings you true freedom.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well,
Really
thank you so much. If you have not seen Abby Johnson's movie yet, Unplanned, make
Please
sure you
do.
check out. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. So we're here with Alvita King, and our question for you is, as a member of the King family, what's your message for the pro-life movement?
I am a member of the King family legacy, and that is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness from the womb to the tomb and beyond. The most famous member of our family, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I have a dream, and it is rooted in the American dream." So choose life, choose joy, and choose peace. And if you're young enough to be a student for life, do it for the rest of your life.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Appreciate it.
We're here with Kristen Hawkins, and we're just wondering what's your final message for everyone as we leave the Pro-Life Summit?
Go to prolifegen.org, find your pro-life passion, persist, and we will prevail together in abolishing abortion.
Thank you so much. All right, that pretty much covers it up for the National Pro-Life Summit of 2024.
It's a fun day. It's fun,
It was a
exciting.
Great day. We met with heck of
So
people.
many people.
People I didn't think we'd get the chance to meet, but
I'm
thank
so
the
happy
Lord
to
we
hear
did.
all their testimonies. I'm
Yes,
so happy to hear them.
absolutely. If you haven't yet, I'm going to tell you right now, subscribe. You've been with us for 3 days
Yes,
of this
please.
endeavor
I
in
would
DC.
love for us to have the goal to at least get to 100 subscribers.
Yes.
That would be like my goal right now.
That's
if I
our
had
goal. I think higher,
It's
but
100, but
we'll settle
at least
for 100 now. All right, that wraps
But,
up our March for Life trip, though. All right.
Alrighty.
Well, see you next time.
Bye.
God bless.